Welcome to the Inject Creativity Live Chat Show. This 30-minute webinar is live on YouTube, Twitter and Facebook. And your comments and questions via these platforms are most welcome. Please keep them kind and respectful. Following this event, you are welcome to join us via the Blue Jeans online conferencing app for a 1-hour NESA-accredited workshop with our guest presenter. Now, here's your host, Dr. Tim Kitchen.
Well, thank you very much, Rob, and welcome to the Inject Creativity Live Chat Show being recorded via Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, and the Adobe APAC in Education Facebook group. We are recording this live on Wednesday, the 16th of September, 2020. And I'm your host, Tim Kitchen, Adobe's Senior Education Specialist for the Asia Pacific region. Before I introduce my amazing co-host, I'd like to do an acknowledgement of country. We respect and honour Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander elders past, present and future, as well as all Indigenous people from the lands we reach out to during this event. We acknowledge their stories, their traditions and their living cultures. We acknowledge them as the first peoples in our lands, the first scientists and the first creatives, and we commit to building a brighter future together. Let's introduce our amazing co-host, Erin Raethke from TAFE, Queensland. Hi, Erin. How are you?
Hey, Tim. I'm doing very well. How are you?
Very well. A bit excited because this is our 30th show.
That's amazing, isn't it? I joined a little bit later than the 30th, but the first, I should say. But yeah, it's been a really great series. I'm so glad to be a part of it.
And do you think that deserves a bit of a crowd cheer? Something like, oh, here we go. There we go. That'll do. That's enough. It's been amazing. 30 shows, and we've reached people literally all over the world. Anyone who's awake at this time. In fact, even people who aren't awake at this time are joining us from all over, including from Canada, from Las Vegas at 2 o'clock in the morning. Can you believe it?
Although, does 2 o'clock in the morning count as 2 o'clock in the morning if you're in Vegas?
No, it's true. Yeah, never sleeps. Good point. Oh, dear. So, Erin, it's been an interesting week. I just want to share a couple of highlights. I had the great opportunity of working with a group of Year 9s from Our Lady of Mercy Catholic College in Sydney. And, Jerry, if you can bring up slide 3, you'll see how I'm doing these student engagements these days in the COVID norm. So Jerry, slide 3, if you can bring that up, there we go. And you can see I'm on the screen. The girls are all there in the class. And we had 2 sessions on Adobe Premiere Pro, introducing it to them. And I must admit, I did say to the teachers as we were planning the event, say, are you sure you don't want to use Premiere Rush? Because in lines, it's kind of that age where some of them will fly with it and some of them will struggle because Premiere Pro is pretty full on. They were great. They did a fantastic job. And just within 2 sessions, they'd mastered the basics, let's put it that way. And now they're producing these incredible videos with the power of Premiere Pro. So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, well, young minds are very adaptable, so it doesn't surprise me that they picked it up and absolutely ran with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jerry, if you can go to slide 4, because last week, the day after our last episode, we did have a special All Things iOS and Adobe event last Thursday night. And I want to thank Eden Carey, who was my co-host for that event from Western Australia, an Adobe education leader who's really passionate about the iPad and the iPad apps. And we had Apple Distinguished Educators. We had members of the Apple Professional Specialists Group. We had Adobe Education Leaders, Adobe Creative Educators there. It was a terrific event. There were around about 60 people in and out of the space during that time, and then quite a few who've watched the recording since. And it was lovely to be able to just focus a whole session just on the iOS apps, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, I was one of the 60. I couldn't stay for the entire thing, but I did jump in and listen to a little bit of it. And yeah, it was a really interesting presentation, especially like how you alternated with Eden and we're showing different stuff. It was really nice to see everyone get involved.
And what was really terrific is I've had a couple of conversations with some Apple Distinguished Educators since then who really had no idea of what Adobe has on the platform. And they were blown away. and they're really interested in being part of our community now. And some of them say, I want to become an Adobe education leader. That's my goal. By this time next year, I will be an Apple Distinguished Educator and an Adobe education leader. I'm thinking, yes.
That is very cool. And I mean, getting into it is so easy because I actually this week, one of my highlights was finally getting myself organized to finish the Creativity for All course in the Adobe Education Exchange. I'm already Adobe Education Leader, but I really wanted that to have a go at the Creativity for All course, get that beautiful little rainbow badge. And it's actually inspired me not just to create the submission so that I could complete the course and get the badge, but also looking through all of the different submissions from other people, the beautiful, positive and helpful feedback that everybody's submitting on everyone else's work. And I also actually sat down and did some little banners for these shows to go on my social media as a reminder to everyone. So it's been a nice little creative week for me.
Wonderful. That's good to hear. And we'll have some more information about the Adobe Creativity for All course and the Adobe Creative Educators program very, very soon. So tell us about what we can look forward to during this episode, Erin.
Well, I'm looking forward to introducing everyone to our special guest for this episode, Tanya Moran from Mentone Girls Grammar in Melbourne, and Adobe Education Leader Mark Christie from the Northern Territory Department of Education.
We'll be meeting and finding out more about Tanya and Mark very soon. Helping us moderate and doing a lot of the techie things behind the scenes is my wonderful colleague, the legendary Adobe Customer Success Manager, Mr. Jerry Wong. Hi, Jerry.
Hi. Bring yourself up, Jerry. There you go.
Hi, everyone. How are we all doing? I'll be moderating the chat tonight, so please post your questions, make comments, and let's make this chat really interactive.
Thanks, Jerry. Note that we're getting the chat feed from those of you on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, but not always from Twitter. So if you're joining us from Twitter and you would like your comments or questions that you post to be published by us or as a discussion point during the chat show, you may want to jump out of Twitter and jump into Tim's YouTube channel using the link on the screen, bit.ly/YouTube-Tim Kitchen.
We'll be continuing the chat during the Deeper Dive event at the top of the hour, where we will be crossing to bluejeans.com/kitchen.adobe. So keep a note of that, and we'll be there in about 23 minutes time.
And remember, the more you contribute, the more interactive these sessions become, and we really do value your comments and thoughts, so please get involved.
Erin, are you ready for the Spark Challenge intro?
Well, folks, I hope you're ready for this week's Spark Challenge.
Nice intro, Rob. The Spark Challenge for this episode is to create a Spark post during this event that represents your favorite Adobe Spark application and why. We'll be keeping an eye out for the link to your post during the Deeper Dive event. Good luck.
Yeah, we thought we'd do something a little bit different this time, and I'm going to promote Spark through the iOS device. This is my iPhone here, and what I'm going to do is just share it onto my screen and bring that so that you can see it. I'll bring it onto this screen here, and let's just see if you can see this. So hopefully what you can see now is my phone. See if I can make this full screen so you can just see my phone. So I'm now jumping into my Adobe iOS apps, and I've got a folder full of them here, and there's Spark Post, and I've already logged in. That's the first thing you need to do. You need to log in with preferably your school account. If your school's got an enterprise agreement with Adobe, you'll already know about that because you've got the Creative Cloud. So use the school account to log into Spark, because then your under 13s will get full access, whereas if you use the Apple ID or the Adobe ID or the Google ID or the Facebook ID, your under 13s don't get access. So have a think about what's going to work best for you in your school. I'm in Spark Post now, and I've got a whole lot of posts that I've previously made, and some of them I probably made in front of you guys. They're the ones sitting there. Most of these I've made on my laptop, but you can see I can now rework them on my phone if I wanted to. But this time I'm going to go to the templates. I'm just going to quickly choose maybe this template here. Because I've logged into the full version of it, I can remix this template. I love the design. I love the look and feel of this particular this particular design. So I'm going to remix this premium template. And as I click that button, it allows me now to edit what someone else has created because they've allowed it to be remixable. I could just click on the text and I can move that text anywhere I want to on the screen. I could double click on the text and then change the text. I'll just say change text. And so you can see how that works, and I can scale it bigger or smaller, and I can rotate it and all the things you can do in Spark Post, because it's basically a desktop publishing tool on your phone or on your laptop or on your iPad. One of the cool things I wanted to quickly show you, if I just click done to that, is if I go to the add button and then click add sticker. I love these stickers. I'm just going to do a search for tech. Let's see what comes up. Here we go, a whole lot of tech. I'm just going to grab that little laptop there and click on it. And that little laptop is now animating on my poster. And that's the beauty of working with the iOS version of Spark Post. You get these little animations, and you can even turn your still image poster into an animated poster. And when you go ahead and save it, top right hand corner, when I save, I could save this as a little video, or I could save it as a still image. Have a go with the iOS version. There's also an Android version if you don't have an iOS device. It just gives you a little bit more flexibility and a few more options there. So folks, that is my little demo of Spark Post. We'll just hide that for now. And Erin, what have we got now? We're going to promote something very special that's coming up towards the end of next month. Let's see if we can get the slide up, Jerry. I think people know what we're talking about. That's right, Adobe Max. The Creativity Conference, usually a very expensive event in Los Angeles. This year, it's a virtual event and it's free. It's going to be held from the 21st to the 23rd of October, and that's the APAC dates, not the US dates. The US dates are just slightly different because of the time difference, but it's still all live, still the same event. Over to you, Erin.
As the Adobe Max website says, make plans to join us for a uniquely immersive and engaging digital experience guaranteed to inspire. And I've noticed as well, as I've been picking through the different options, Tim, even though the events are listed in US time, as you're going through your schedule, it does actually adjust it for your regional location. So I know full well that the things that I want to look at are at 4 a.m.
That's great. There'll be 3 days of luminary speakers. There'll be celebrity appearances, including, and Erin's a little bit excited by this, including who, Erin?
Keanu Reeves.
Yes, one and only. There'll be musical performances, a global collaborative art project, and 350 plus sessions, all at no cost.
You can register using the QR code on screen or visit the Adobe Max website at max.adobe.com.
And take note of the special education streams that are available. Erin, guess how many people have already registered?
See, I would have guessed like a really good number, like 150,000, but it's more than that now, isn't it?
It is. It's 200,000 are already registered for it. That's the beauty of it being free and being virtual, when normally we'd have about 15 to 20,000 live there in Los Angeles. Now we can have over 200,000 from all over the world. Erin, what's coming up next on the show?
Yeah, well, Tim, it is my great pleasure to introduce Tanya Moran, who is the acting head of digital technologies at Mentone Girls Grammar School, and Mark Christie, who is the director of digital initiatives for the Department of Education in the Northern Territory.
Let's bring them up. There they are.
Hi, Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hello. Good. Now we're on our Brady Bunch view. I can look down and say, hello, Mark. And,
which way is
hello, Tanya.
Oh, wrong way.
It does get confusing. Tanya, you were on the show only a few weeks ago, and you were all set to do a wonderful presentation to us, but then very sadly, Sir Ken Robinson passed away, and we dedicated that show as a tribute to him, which people are still emailing us about and how much they appreciated that. So we appreciate the fact that you sacrificed that time, but we've got you on the show now. Tell us what you'll be sharing during the Deeper Dive event.
Okay, I'll be sharing some work from across the school, from junior school to secondary school, and showing you how we've engaged with Adobe Spark for engagement, community engagement and active learning.
And I'm looking forward to that, Tanya, because I remember meeting a number of your staff members just before, or just at the start of the first lockdown in Melbourne.
Yeah, late March,
That was it. And we were introducing Adobe Spark to them. And then I'm fascinated to see what's been happening since then. That'd be great.
So we only had a handful of people that actually were turning on Adobe. So they were learning how to log in. We've come a long way.
I'm looking forward to that.
And Mark, you're going to be sharing a couple of things with us this evening, aren't you?
Yes, well, we'll be taking a look at one of the winners of the recently held Territory Day video competition, where we had more than a fifth of our schools in the Northern Territory actually put in for this competition. And the prizes were pretty cool, and that might have been some of the incentive as well. And then Tim and I will be co-presenting, or I'll be sidekick with our rowdy and varied character animator mates trying to develop their own origin story. Well, we'll try that anyway.
We'll have a go anyway. That's great. And Mark, did you say 1/5 of the schools in the Northern Territory took place in this competition? How many schools was that around about?
So we had about 30 schools. We had 50 entries. So one school down in Alice Springs absolutely punched above its weight and put in about 10 entries. And the great thing was, I think almost all of the 50 entries were done using Adobe products, all the way from video through to Rush through to Premiere. So that was no coaching from my part. They just did it.
Wow, that's awesome. So we're talking about Spark Video to Rush to Premiere Pro using the app. And I've cut down a version of one of the primary school videos. It is so cute. And not just cute, it's actually a really good video. So I'm looking forward to sharing that with everyone during the Deeper Dive event. Tanya, tell us about your background leading up to your current position as Acting Head of Digital Technologies at Mentone Girls Grammar School.
Well, funnily enough, I was tying up the last few contracts for Senatex for ICT procurement. So I was one of the strategic procurement specialists there. And one of the contracts was for VMware software, and it was for an instance if everyone had to work from home. Wow. So that was the first week of January. I was tying that up, and also another contract for replacing aging infrastructure across Victoria government agencies. So it was timely in terms of the contracts being put in place, and they've been well utilised. So prior to that, I worked for Winthrop. And at Winthrop, I actually negotiated the Adobe contract for Catholic schools. And I did a bit of training with Catholic schools as well. And also I was looking at school laptop programs with schools across the state.
So it's quite a varied background there, Tanya. And you've got your teaching role and your sort of a teaching admin role at the moment, but to also have this deployment role and to be working in the sales side as well, and you've come from quite a range of perspectives in the ed tech world, which is very unique and great for us to have someone like you with such a perspective.
Yes, a lot of people can't follow my path, but every step has been towards something, and I think to be here in education at this point in time was just meant to be. Especially with someone with my background. Yeah.
And I believe you're going to be playing the drums for us tonight.
Oh no, that's for when someone says something really silly. I just say that.
So speaking of varied roles, Mark, what's your main role at the Department of Education in the Northern Territory?
Well, it's great having a title of digital initiatives because it covers so many things and it's hard to pin me down in a way. But what it does, it gives me a chance to get out and work on pragmatic solutions out in schools that relate to STEM. So I'm going out actually presenting stuff in schools, but also having a look at the infrastructure and does that iPad work on our remote location where we might have satellite delivery and latency issues, all of those boring tech things that can sometimes slow slow a class down. So I've had the opportunity to jump in my little plane and fly out to remote Aboriginal communities and do the delivery part and have great fun doing that, but also cast the eye around and actually go, gee whiz, can we do this a little bit better if we, say, centralize our distribution of either software or downloading of updates to iPads, all of those things that hopefully make classrooms quicker and easier for teachers to go into, deliver their STEM learning and actually go, gee, I didn't have time for that, but maybe Mark or someone can actually help me out. And using the tools that we've got like this gives me a chance that even during COVID, I'm in Melbourne, but I'm reaching into remote places like Yarralin and Borroloola and delivering the same service. That's a lot of fun.
It's amazing to see the impact that you've been having right throughout the Northern Territory and in remote spaces, but also in Alice Springs and in Darwin. Mark Finlayson is from New South Wales. He's a grandfather, and he says, "Hi all, I'll be using the videos this week. I have my grandson with me tonight. Looking forward to hearing what is on offer." So he'll be looking forward to seeing some of the work that's coming out of the Northern Territory. A few other interesting comments, lots of fan comments for you, Erin. When you mentioned Keanu, let's have a look here. Danielle saying you had me at Keanu, so she's definitely coming to Max now, which is good. And this is from you, Erin. Oh, this is a response to something, is it? Let's have a look.
Yes, someone was asking me questions in the chat, so I replied to both Tim and Adrian.
Very good.
Just to, I mean, obviously, bit of a teaser. We'll be mentioning it later anyway, but I figured I wouldn't leave them hanging.
So is that the question there? No.
Yes, so Timothy said that was what I said nice too, that he's been doing the basic principles of design course, which is lovely. And I definitely am enrolled and I've started looking at it, but I didn't want to have too many on the go all at the same time.
And Adrian,
it is a great course.
It is, yeah.
Does that help, Adrian? What's the name of the course again?
The Creativity for All course.
It's part of
that's
becoming an Adobe
the intro
Creative
course. Yeah. So I think it's a really good course because I mean you call it a course, but it's a couple of hours of commitment. So I really feel like it's accessible not just because the content's so beautifully curated, but also because the duration of time that you can dedicate to it, you can pick it up and put it down again, go backwards, go forwards, and it's fairly quick to get through if you have time to sit down and do it in one go. But I did it over a few weeks, so it was fine for me.
And Timothy Cosgrove from Canada was impressed with the Spark post. It can be animated now. That's right.
Yeah.
And that's through the iOS and Android versions. And just a question about Character Animator, Mark. How long have you been using it, and what do you actually use it for?
Really to inspire a lot of the younger students, because actually I don't like presenting myself, and I actually like the idea of having a puppet or a character that I can hide behind, that I can add scripts to, and really you see that in the classroom where even teachers, you think teachers would have the confidence to get up there and present. Well, sometimes they actually like the idea of being the Wizard of Oz, the person behind the curtain. But there are so many uses for it, and I'll go into that more in the deeper dive. But when you see students reacting with Character Animator, the expressions on their face, that makes it all the worthwhile. You just can't stop the laughter, and I'll cover some tips on that as well, because it turns the class into an uncontrollable laughter place.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
Let's have a look at an example of Mark's work with Adobe Character Animator.
My name is Nakasone, and although I may look like a ninja to you, there is a good explanation for the way I am dressed. Firstly, I am in Melbourne, which means I must wear black. Also, because we are in stage 4 lockdown, I must wear a mask. Today, I want to introduce you to Adobe Character Animator, which really made me the person I am. There are lots of people just like me who you can use to get your message across or tell your story. So I really hope you get a kick out of what I'm going to show you. And I'm sure it will allow you to punch above your weight when you are telling your stories. And if you don't, I will probably get the chop. Get it?
I think that deserves a round of applause. Nice work, Mark. Very impressive.
Unfortunately, my son didn't like it.
Oh, dear. Well, Mark, you'll be showing us, and we'll be working together to show people how you created that. We'll be using a different character within Character Animator. Tanya, you've had a bit of a play with Character Animator, but you had an issue you were telling us earlier about you were all set to go, and then what happened?
There was an old version, so it was quite easy for me to use with this new version, follow the tutorials, and it was I've been having fun all week. But when I went to use it with the class today, it just sort of failed.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's okay. We'll get that sorted.
I'm very familiar with that feeling. I know exactly what you mean.
Adrian has made a comment here. Wonderful character, Mark. Well done.
Mm.
And Timothy Cosgrove from Canada is saying, during the week I noticed that Adobe Fresco has been released to Windows 10. A welcome breakthrough. Well done, Timothy. It's always good to spot these things. Rob McTaggart saying, a voice for radio, Mark. That was great. And then Danielle's also made a comment here. Great tool. Can't wait to see how kids use it in classes. Will be fun to have a play. That's terrific. All right, folks, that is a nice teaser for the Deeper Dive event, which is going to be starting in about 3.5 minutes. We'll say goodbye to Tanya and Mark now. We'll say hello to them very soon. Erin and I have a couple of little announcements to make, and then we'll see you in the Blue Jeans space very, very soon.
Indeed. So first up, the Global Adobe in Education team recently launched the Adobe Creative Educators Program.
This is a program for all educators in all curriculum areas. You don't have to be an Adobe expert to be in this program.
So just hover your camera over the QR code here or type the link to find out more about the 1-hour Creativity for All course on the Adobe Education Exchange, which is an entry requirement for the Adobe Creative Educators Program.
The 2020 APAC Adobe Education Summit is happening in 2 weeks' time during the September holidays between September 29 and October 1. If you haven't already, make sure you register your interest to be involved via the link or QR code on this slide. We currently have about 200 teachers registered, which is great. We'll be sharing some more information about the summit during the Deeper Dive show, but I want you to check out now some of the teachers who are actually looking forward to seeing you at this year's summit. Whoops.
Hi everyone, it's Eden Carey here from Servite, Perth, Western Australia.
Hi, my name is Max Schleser. I'm a senior lecturer at Swinburne University of Technology in Melbourne, Australia.
Hi everyone, it's Adrian Brook here from SAE Creative Institute in Melbourne, Victoria, Australia.
Hi everyone, it's Dr. Karen Sutherland here from the University of the Sunshine Coast in Queensland, Australia.
Hi everybody, this is Mark Voszczolski from TAFE, New South Wales, down here in Australia.
Hi, my name is Lorraine Cousins from Ryan Catholic College in Townsville.
Hi everyone, Drew Mayhill's here from Perth, Western Australia.
Hi everyone, my name's Justin DeLacy. I teach at Woodley School on the beautiful Mornington Peninsula in Victoria, Australia.
Hi everyone, my name's Henrietta Miller and I work for the Association of Independent Schools in Sydney, New South Wales.
Hi everyone, it's Steve O'Neill here from Belridge Secondary College in Perth, Australia.
Hi everyone, it's Erin Raethke here from TAFE Queensland in Brisbane, Australia.
It's Paul Ciafone here from Eltham College in Melbourne, Australia.
Hi everyone, it's Alison Blackwell here in Perth, Western Australia.
Hi everyone, it's Craig Down-Power from TAFE New South Wales, Kingswood, New South Wales, Australia.
Hi, I'm Juliette Bentley from Mount St Michael's Catholic College, Brisbane, Australia.
Hello everyone, my name's Darcy Moore. I'm a Deputy Principal at Dapdale High School in New South Wales.
Hi everyone, it's Lauren Sayer here from Haileybury in Melbourne, Victoria, Australia.
Hi everyone, it's Darren Smith here from Southern River College, Western Australia.
Kia ora koutou, ko Emma Wise tuku Wengawa. I'm Head of Visual Arts at Kirikiri High School in the beautiful Barre Islands in New Zealand.
Hi everyone, it's Mark Christie here from the Northern Territory Department of Education.
Hi everyone,
Roland Banyas here from Creative Nation Academy in the Philippines.
Hi everyone, it's Shaloni Naik here from Ellenbrook Secondary College in Perth, Western Australia.
Hi everyone, it's Ross Johnson here from Tuggerah Lake Secondary College, Tumbiumbi campus on the New South Wales.
G'day everyone, Chris Betcher here from Sydney, Australia.
What a great group of people.
That's my first look at that video. That came together really well, didn't it?
Absolutely. And how can we find out more about getting part of our community, Erin?
Well, if you're on Facebook and you're not already a member of the Australasian Adobe Education Community Facebook group, please join using the link facebook.com/groups/AUSAEL or the QR code on this slide. It's a great way to keep involved with Adobe in education.
And that winds up the chat show. I think Rob's going to do a farewell for us, and then we'll see you very soon in the Blue Jeans room.
Thank you for being part of this week's Inject Creativity Live chat show. We hope you enjoyed it and found it edutaining. It's now time to switch over to Blue Jeans via bluejeans.com/kitchen.adobe for the Deeper Dive show, which is just about to start. See you there.